What's happening? It's your boy Nocturnal. Welcome to Nocturnal Thoughts. I'm just gonna keep it on a rant today. You know what I'm saying? Nothing specific. Put it like this. Natural bodybuilders versus unnatural bodybuilders. You know what I'm saying? My opinion, my thoughts on it. First of all, there are not too many natural bodybuilders. It really, if you want to be all the way honest, there's only one that I can think of. I'm pretty sure that there's more natural bodybuilders, but I just want to give you guys an example of what would be a natural bodybuilder. Would be Vegan Gains. Like, Vegan Gains is a natural bodybuilder, and that's still where, even if you are a vegan, you still have to take some supplements for different deficiencies. So we always have to, natural bodybuilding, natural in itself would be natural, like 100% natural, like only foods that's natural, no GMOs, only the things that grow from the ground, your fruits, your vegetables, and your meat would have to be, non-GMO meat. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, anything outside of what you can grow, or anything outside of your meats and your chickens and your fish, everything outside of that is man-made. So it's not going to be natural. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about a bodybuilder that's natural, that's not using any kind of man-made supplementation, that really don't even exist. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but, and especially for the YouTube world, if you look on the YouTube world, everybody's taking some form of supplement. You know what I mean? So really it boils down to whether or not you're not even looking at natural versus unnatural, or natural, because it's always enhanced. So you can't say natural versus enhanced, because it's always enhanced. If you do anything besides just eating food, then you are going to be doing something that's enhancing your performance. So you got to look at it from like a legal perspective, whether it's legal enhancement or illegal enhancement, or you got to look at it like, is this the dangerous, as far as this amount of dangerous versus more dangerous amount of enhancement. You know what I'm saying? Your over-the-counter products, most of those are still not Food and Drug Administrative certified. They don't go through the FDA system, right? So it's not like everything you go to GMC or Vitamin Shop or Super Nutrition or wherever you get your supplementation from. It's not like when you go there and buy something over the counter, you're buying something that's really regulated, or something that's just guaranteed to be safe for your body. Because at the end of the day, anything you put in your body, you taking a chance. It's all a gamble. It's just, versus high risk versus low risk. Most of your GMC and Super Nutrition and all that, it might be a little less dangerous, but it's still putting something foreign or something man-made into your body, and then you're crossing your fingers. Most people, myself included, we don't even read the back of the supplements that we take. And if we do read it, we read it just for the dosage amount. Some of us don't even do the correct dosage amount. We always want to double the dosage and triple the dosage just because we look at it like, oh, if this says take 2 a day, then I'm gonna take 4. You know what I mean? But most of us, even if we do read the back, you know, because almost everything you get from anywhere you get it is usually going to say, first thing it's going to say when it comes to direction and usage is it's going to say consult with with your physician before use. And most of us look at that, and in our mind, the first thing we do is like, damn, should I go talk to my doctor first? If you have a doctor, but we'd be like, am I going to go talk to a doctor first? And then we'd be like, nah, because the very next sentence from that usually says, if you are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. So most dudes gonna look at it like, man, this ain't for us. This talking about the females. And I ain't getting pregnant no time soon, so I'm just gonna take it by the dosage. You know what I'm saying? But it says that because that's just the way of all supplementations kind of, you know what I'm saying, putting a security situation to where they can say, it's just like if you look at like a K2 or you know, whatever those little synthetic forms of marijuana, all that stuff, all them bath salts, it always say, you know what I'm saying, not for human consumption. That's just a way for them to cover it safe. They know that humans are consuming it and it's dangerous and it's making people psycho and turning them into cannibals. But they put that on there so that it is safe, so they can sell it in the stores. You know what I'm saying? The same thing for your supplements. All your supplements, make sure they put some kind of fine print on it to say, you know, make sure you talk to your doctor first. So if it do mess with you in some kind of a way, you know, if you try to bring up any kind of a lawsuit, the first thing it's going to say is, well, did you consult with your doctor before you took this? You know what I'm saying? So whatever you put in your body, it's going to have some kind of a cause and effect. And that's with everything. That's with anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what even when you're talking about becoming a vegan, because I'm not a vegan. You know what I'm saying? I try to eat clean as possible to a certain extent, but I eat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get in front of this camera and act like I'm some perfect eater as far as, you know what I'm saying, everything I do is on a high level of sophistication as far as what I eat. You know, I eat just like everybody else does. I'm just trying to explain that, you know, it's very hard, damn near impossible in America to have a correct diet. And you got to watch out for everything, because even if you were a vegan, you can watch the news and they tell you, well, it's a recall on lettuce, it's a recall on broccoli, it's a recall on cabbage, it's a recall on cucumbers. Everything they put out there can have a very negative effect on your body and put all kind of poisons in your body. I don't care if it's meat, I don't care if it's vegetables, I don't care if it's fruit. It really doesn't matter. Everything you eat, everything you put in your body, there's a certain amount of risk involved. At the end of the day, you can choke on a chicken bone and die. You know what I'm saying? So we all are looking at this from a perspective like, you know, risk versus reward. Like, we all know that we can consume, and what we consume can cause us a certain amount or a potential amount of damage, or it could be a potential health. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be beneficial to us. So it's like when you're looking at how you're going to do your diet, you're trying to balance out, what can I put in my body that's going to be beneficial, and what can I put in my body that's going to cause damage. Now, my problem is with the YouTube or with the fitness industry in itself is that a lot of people they just faking it, man. You know what I mean? Like, they are just faking the risk of what they do. You know, I don't care what, to each his own. I don't care what man decides to do with his own self. But when you put yourself in a position, when you work hard and you grind and you get notoriety and you become famous and successful, you know, the foundation that you build that on, if it's all just a bunch of fiction and there's no facts, and then you try to deliver a positive message, then that's where you lose me. Because you got all these guys on YouTube that promote this, you know what I'm saying, healthy lifestyle, and they put all kind, I ain't gonna say no names, but they put all kinds of crap in their body that's destroying their body. You may look good on the outside, you know, you take all this stuff that it, you know what I'm saying, gives you these big muscles and all this vascularity, and you a beast in the gym, but then when you get in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying, like, I know I might be long-winded in this conversation, but look, I can speak without complications of my breathing. Like, you get so many YouTube guys on here that they can't even hardly talk. They out of breath just talking on the camera. They're not even doing exercise. A lot of these bulk monsters in the gym, all they can do is sit down and do a press. All they can do is stand up and do a curl. All they can do is lay down and do a leg press. Other than that, it's just all the muscle is all show no go. It's no good for anything. It just looks to some people, it looks cool and have all this big muscle, but that ain't healthy. That's garbage. At the end of the day, your heart don't care if you 230 pounds of muscle or if you 320 pounds of fat. It don't care. It's trying to work in order to keep pumping blood through your body. So if you want to pack on 100 pounds of muscle and then call yourself a healthy guru or fitness, you know what I'm saying, to get in the sense I'm fitness industry, that ain't fitness. You know what I'm saying? That's self-destructive. You killing yourself to look good on the outside. Meanwhile, your organs and your heart and your you know what I'm saying, you contaminated and you garbage. And your life expectancy is chopped. I'm not a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? I did a few natural shows back, you know what I'm saying, when I was a little younger, but I just like to work out. But I don't consider myself a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? I like to lift weights, but at the end of the day, I like to try to just push myself and do physical things to you know what I'm saying, make sure that when I go get my checkup, my doctor can check my blood pressure and check me out and say, okay, you get the pass, you looking good, you know, work on this, maybe increase your cardio a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I seen some crap on YouTube where this guy was like, I don't do cardio, you know what I'm saying, it's all about lifting these heavy weights. And it's like, okay, so you're going to get all this muscle, big chest, big shoulders, big neck, big back, and then your heart is weaker than them, you know what I'm saying? Your heart is weak. And what's the point of being strong if your heart is weak? Explain that to me. Explain why you got all these YouTube guys on here that's not in shape. They look good. To some people, they might look good, but they're not in shape. And I'm not criticizing you because I'm not in shape. I'll be the first one to tell you. I tell people all the time, I am not in shape. I'm in a constant pursuit of trying to get in shape. Lifting weights and all that stuff, it do more damage than good sometimes. You tear your joints up, you tear your back up, you tear your knees up. The pursuit of health is to be trying to preserve life, because when you are born and your body is new, from that point on, you just getting old anyway. So working out and trying to eat correctly and exercise correctly is all about balance, because what you're trying to do is preserve your life. You know what I'm saying? When you work out, the goal of working out is to elevate your heart rate, to get your blood flowing, to get a little bit of muscle, or get a little bit of, resistance towards your muscle, and pick the weights up, put the weights down, do some body weight movement, and then get out of the gym. It ain't no reason to spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in the gym. I used to be that way back in the day, especially when I was like 19, 20. I would be in the gym from sun up to sundown. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, as you get older, you realize if you're pursuing health, it's about stimulating your body and then letting your body heal and recover to the best of its ability almost 100% if possible. Like, it's just no reason. There's no reason at all to overload yourself with anything. Too much of anything is not good for you. So, you know what I'm saying? You can get in there, even if you just doing, ain't no reason to be on a treadmill for 2 hours. There is no reason to be in the gym for 2 hours, you know, and trying to load up on pre and post workout. You know, and like I said, I'll be the first one to admit I have taken pre-workout. I'm not really huge on pre-workout. Like, if you take a whole year, if I take a whole year, I would probably say maybe three months out of that year I might have a pre-workout, because at the end of the day I don't try to keep up with it financially, and it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? I don't I don't look at it like I have to have a pre-workout, I have to have a post-workout. Every once in a while, if I do, like, if I feel like, you know, I've really been out the game for a while and I want something to try to give me a little bit of an extra edge, and then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of starting off, you know, you got to keep going back to the drawing board. If I go back to the drawing board, I say, all right, I'm gonna go find a pre-workout that might work. And usually it's a waste of money and it's a waste of time, because usually if I just eat correctly to the best of my ability and for what works for me, and I go in the gym, even though I might go in there and only be able to do, you know, a small percentage, the next time I go I can go to a higher percentage, and then I can work my way up and work my way up. You know, and the thing is, it's all about being consistent. That's all there is to it. You know what I'm saying? Being consistent. If you start from scratch again, if you're going back to the drawing board, you realize that you have to start all the way back over from point A, meaning that your body gonna get super sore, your muscles gonna fatigue out faster. So if you haven't been consistent, if you go on some kind of long hiatus where you haven't worked out in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, remember, when you go into the gym, you don't pick up where you left off at. You start all the way over from when you ever began. You got muscle memory, so your muscle memory will aid you in your comeback, but that's natural. Your muscle memory will naturally aid you. You don't need to go out shopping and buy all these supplements, because what these supplements will do is it'll just give you like a quick fix, but as soon as that is gone, you still basically starting back from scratch naturally, and your body got to reset itself, and it's going to be starting back from a deficit. You know what I'm saying? There just ain't no shortcuts. And I don't like when people give you all these little shortcuts and tell you, take this, take that, take this, take that. You know, that doesn't benefit you in the long run. The best you can possibly do is to figure out what works for you by eating correctly to your ability, because everybody is different, and I ain't gonna tell nobody is, you know what I'm saying. One thing I would suggest, if you searching for knowledge and you on YouTube, look at yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Do a self-evaluation first. Your height, your age, your race, your genetics. Look at your background on your mom's side, on your dad's side. What did grandpa look like? Was he big and strong? Was he small and weak? What did your grandparents, your great-grandparents? Look at your lineage and look at what, you know what I'm saying, your genetics come from on both sides of your families, right? After you do that, especially for the young people that's watching, if you're a young person, you just look back into your lineage first and see what kind of genetics you have, and then look in the mirror and see what kind of genetics you have, okay? From that point, if your source of knowledge is going to be YouTube, do your due diligence as far as YouTube concerns, and try to find somebody that is as similar as you are as far as their genetics and their lineage, their race, their age, their lifestyle. If you can find someone that is similar to your lifestyle, then you can take more notes from that person. Because the thing about YouTube is, I like YouTube because it's plethora of information, but there is a such thing as information overload. and you just start getting knowledge from too many places, and all it does is spin you into the circle. When you stop spinning, you dizzy, and you don't know which way to go, which path to take. You see what I'm saying? Find someone that has a similar genetic profile as you, and you can take notes from that person more than somebody that's like, you know what I'm saying? If you not like my stature, 5'9.5", 200 pounds, black African American, you know what I'm saying, so called. If you not that, if you are 6'5", Caucasian, with huge calves and huge neck and huge shoulders, you can watch my channel and you might be able to learn a thing or two about a thing or two, but you can't use my blueprint. It's not going to work for you, because what works for me ain't going to work for you. You know what I'm saying? If you a female that's 5'2", you might be able to watch my channel or similar channels and find little Easter eggs and tidbits of information, but you ain't going to be able to use that person's blueprint. All the supplements that they tell you to get, all the food they tell you to eat, when to eat it, how to eat it, none of that's going to really truly work for you. At the end of the day, it all boils down to self-experimentation, trial and error, and figuring out what works for you and what don't work for you. And that's something that you have to do yourself. And even if you were to have a professional trainer, that's why I really don't buy into the personal trainer industry, because it's a hustle. I ain't knocking it. I just don't buy into it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hustle. Because at the end of the day, a professional trainer, all they do is they doing the work for you, as far as they experimenting on you through trial and error, what works for you. They really can't tell you what works right off the rip, off the hip. They can't just come off the top of their brain and say, okay, this is what's going to work for you. What they can do, what they do is they draw up a plan. They have you, to your best ability, apply that plan. And then what works, they keep. What don't works, they get rid of. If that's their profession and they're good at it and they're legit, then okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But don't make that okay. If you, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like it as a, when you're a personal trainer. If you're a personal trainer, are you teaching somebody how to fish, or are you just giving them the fish? You know that analogy where somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm hungry. Can you give me some food? Can you give me some fish?" And then you say, "Okay, one person will give you some fish, and you eat it, and then you got to keep coming back for knowledge, for fish." Or somebody say, "Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the knowledge. I'm gonna teach you how to fish, and now you can get your own fish." See, personal trainers, it's like you got different variations. You got a personal trainer that's just gonna kind of string you along and constantly keep you on this up and down diet, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. Or are they gonna show you how to do your own self evaluation and figure out what works for you, and not just what works for you on a temporary basis, but what works for you as a lifestyle permanently? Because everybody wants to go on a diet, and you can't diet. Diets are they don't exist. They are not real. They are fake. Diets are a temporary. It's like you trying to hustle your body. You scheming on your body. You scheming yourself. You cannot go on a diet and expect to get results that's going to be beneficial. I don't dig when a mug be like, "Hey man, I ain't taking no shots." I'm not taking no shots. It's just my point of view. I don't dig when somebody says, "I'm trying to get right for this particular occasion. So for the next 2 months, I'm going to do these different things just to look good for this one moment." And then after that moment, then what? You're going to go back to doing what you was doing before that, and you're going to take one step forward, and you're going to take 3 steps back. So where was the progress at? What was the point? What was the purpose? Like, I just want to look good. And see, I did that. I did the yo-yo diet joint. I competed at the natural weight. I would lose 20, 30, 40 pounds. I would bulk up. I would bulk up to 220 pounds, and then cut down to whatever I competed at. I competed at multiple weights, but I competed at 185, 175. One time I cut down to like 160 something, and I had people. I had a doctor. I had a doctor that does heart surgery in Africa. This is what he does in his spare time. This is a good dude. Good dude. He would go down to Africa, and do medical services to people that couldn't afford them, and come back up here, and that's what his main. But he came up to me one time and just check on me in the gym. Hey man, you okay? I wasn't gonna say nothing, but you look ill, because your face sunk in so much, your temples is almost caved in, your cheekbones is caved in. From the neck down, yeah, you got a six-pack and you ripped and da 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 da, but you look sick because you cut down so much weight. It's like, what are you pursuing here? How is that healthy? Because just because everything looked good don't mean it is good. Just because you ripped and got, what I'm saying, all these muscles, you're not supposed to walk around looking like a muscle anatomy chart. You're not supposed to have every single muscle and every single detail and no water and just rip down to muscle. You're not supposed. That's not a natural way to be. Especially if you're not living a natural life. I tell people all the time, if you ever look at the National Geographics and look at any tribe that still lives a natural life, I mean out in the sticks, living off the land, eating nuts and berries, and they'll hunt once a month and capture their food, or they'll hunt all month long to catch enough food to suffice them for a little bit of time. In the meanwhile, they got their woman at home grinding up, different nuts and berries and making different meals to eat, grains, and then maybe they get lucky and they kill a monkey or kill a boar, or whatever is in their natural environment. They'll kill that and come and have a feast where they get to eat meat between a whole tribe of people. If you look at those guys that's walking around in the sticks, usually from head to toe, they ripped. They ripped naturally. They don't look like freak monsters, but they look at ideally what most people ideally want to look like. They look like how a man is supposed to look. A man that hunts, and a man not hunts like this, but a man that goes out in the sticks, that hunts with a damn spear. You know what I'm saying? And climb trees and walking through valleys and climbing and down and you know what I'm saying, spend half the day walking miles back and forth from village. If you look at those people, that's what a natural man would look like. Full six-pack, tight little glutes, quads, calves, shoulders, neck, everything proportionate and built to survive. You come in America and you got couch potatoes that watch football, drink beer, eat chips, eat pizza. Guilty. Eat pizza. Eat crap from the store. Pretty much you go to the store, you don't hunt. You know what I'm saying? You don't hunt. You go to Walmart, it's your hunting ground. You go to Kroger's, it's your hunting ground. You go to Piggly Wiggly, it's your hunting ground. Wayfields, Schnucks. You know what I'm saying? You go to the grocery store, is where you hunt. You come back with processed garbage. And then you go to we as a people, we as a fitness community, we go to GNC, and then we try to buy all this over-the-counter, counterproductive stuff that's supposed to counterbalance all the crap we do. And we eat all this garbage, and we sit around sedentary watching TV, and then we run to GMC and buy a pre-workout and a post-workout, some creatine and some whey protein, and then we go to the gym for an hour. Okay? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Fine. I accept that. That's what we do. But let's keep it real. It's just not a lot of people that's keeping it real. We're not healthy. We're not. We in a pursuit. Some of us that's on this in the fitness community, we are in a pursuit of being healthy. I think we can just do better. I think we can give out better information, and we can keep it. I mean, if we stop chasing the fame and stop chasing the industry and stop chasing the success, if you really want to preach fitness and health, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna have to dial back some of this jargon that we throwing out here, like, oh, go buy this, go buy this, go buy this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at this, look at how much, you know what I'm saying? Look, start from scratch. First things first. Let's just figure out how to start eating a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Let's just try to figure out how to get a little bit of a better balanced diet, and let's figure out how to get a little bit of a balanced exercise routine going. Because there ain't no need to be in the gym all day every day. We all can't do that, man. We got lives. We got, some of us, you know what I'm saying, got families. We got other activities that we like to do. Okay? So, you know, we need to learn how to get in the gym and get out the gym and do what we need to do in the gym to feel good and look good. Okay? I want to wrap this video up, but I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Please believe me. And I really didn't even hit on none of the notes that I wanted to hit on this video. As far as your different YouTube guys that come out here with all this bull that, you know what I'm saying, ain't keeping it a buck. But if y'all stay with me this long on this video, which I doubt any of y'all did, maybe a few of y'all, and I appreciate it for rocking and for watching and for being patient. You know what I'm saying? I hope you picked up some jewels. But let me just say one time so I can show you where I might pick up, you know, man, where I left off, I'll pick up at. But the few YouTubers I do give shots and props out to that I watch, you know what I'm saying? And not just for education, but for entertainment, really. But definitely the closest to real on the fitness, in my opinion, is Chris Jones. I know everybody give props to Chris Jones, but I've been watching Chris Jones since, man, when I first even found out what YouTube is. So it's back in when he was with Vince, when it was Chris Jones and Vince G. I just find him to be genuine and authentic. I definitely don't agree with everything he do and everything he say, because I filter everything. But I can sit there, I can watch his videos, and I know for the most part, he giving y'all guys, to his best ability, the realest information, and he really practicing what he preaching. I really, there is no smoke and mirrors to Chris Jones' technique. I don't agree 100% with, you know, bulking and cutting, even though I have done it myself. You know what I'm saying? And I understand why people do it, and I understand the whole, you know, complex about it, because it's hard not to do in America, to not bulk and cut. But I don't agree with it just for my own sake, and I try to steer away from that as much as possible, to where you just kind of on a constant maintenance plan. I think that's just more healthy. You know, once you done put in the work, like Chris Jones done put in the work, I mean, when you done worked out for 10, 12, 13 years, after a point, you just don't need to bulk and cut no more. You just be on a maintenance plan, and that's just a healthier, and it's less stress on your body, and it's just, I think, you know, that whole ready concept, you should just get to a point, which he does most of the time, but sometimes he still, sometimes, I don't know, not as much as he used to, and not as much as I used to, but you just kind of bulk up, and then you really be a fat boy, you be Fat Jones, or Fat Nocturnal, or Fat whoever. And, you know, it's just counterproductive to bulk up that much. And he'd be the first one to tell you, can't everybody do that. And at the end of the day, most people just can't do that. Most people, once they bulk up, they just bulked. It ain't no leaning back out. And you can't, you know what I'm saying? Chris Jones will do it damn near 3 times, 4 times in a year. Most people, you don't want to play that game. You might want to do that 3 times in your whole lifetime. But once you get to a certain age and a certain point in your life, you don't want to be bulking and cutting and bulking and cutting and bulking and cutting. You want to get to where you at your as close as possible to your natural weight, like the weight that you would be if you didn't train, or if you didn't overload on all this protein. If you just kind of let yourself live, you had cheat meals, of course, but you ate something just that was more idealistic. You know what I'm saying? You try to get in your vegetables, you try to get in your fruit, you eat a little bit of meat, and for the most part, you just kind of let your body be on like a cruise mode. You just don't want to get out of shape. You want to be on a maintenance plan, a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You take Sunday through Sunday, and you say, you know, I'm gonna eat healthy and clean as possible, you know, all throughout the week. And if I stumble, like on a weekend or something, the next day I try to get back on track. And as far as my training goes, I'm a train, you know, maybe 4 days out of the week, and I'm gonna let my body heal 3 days out the week. There's no need. Last thing I'm gonna say, then I'm gonna digress. There is no need for for a regular person, or a person that's trying to be healthy, or a person that's trying to be fit. There's no need to train 6, 7 days out of the week. It's just not necessary. You just spinning wheels. Because as soon as you stop, what happens? Look, you can look at any of these guys. You can look at any of these guys and see all the steroids and all the supplements and all the eating all these bulk meals, and you will see what happens as soon as they get off all that mess. They revert to a regular normal lifestyle. They look like garbage. They look worse than garbage. They look worse than people that never worked out. So they definitely look worse than the people that stay what we call natural. People that's just, you know what I'm saying, over the counter here and there, creatine and, you know what I'm saying, BCAAs and whey protein and a little chicken breast. That's what we call natural, but you know what I'm saying, we still look better and we feel better than these big juice head monsters that's walking around here that can't breathe because they're walking up the steps. You know what I'm saying? Stop glorifying that. You know what I'm saying? That's over. That's over. It had this little moment where people wanted to see these freaks and these juice heads, but that's over. Kill that. That ain't healthy. It ain't appealing. It ain't attractive. It ain't a good look. It's overkill. So it's time to kill it. Put it to sleep. You dig? Like, everybody should be just done with that. Like, nobody should be looking at Phil Heath and be impressed. Everybody should look at Phil Heath and be like, shaking their head and saying, this is a monstrosity to human mankind. It's garbage. Get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's what we should be saying when we look at the whole stage of the Olympics. We should look at that shit and be like, man, get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody want to walk around looking like that. That shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why fucking dinosaurs went extinct. Okay? It's the reason why the motherfuckers don't exist no more. Y'all motherfuckers is dinosaurs. In the worst way. Alright. Nocturnal thoughts.